Hello all. In the last video, we have discussed about test with natural indicator turmeric. In this video, we are going to see test with litmus paper, which is also a natural indicator. Here, litmus paper are of two types. One is blue litmus paper and one is red litmus paper. Blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. Blue litmus paper turns red in acidic solution. Blue litmus paper turning red in acidic solution. Red litmus paper turns blue in basic solution. This is red litmus paper. Red litmus paper turns blue in basic solution. So now we are going to see a small experiment, and at last whatever the solution is obtained to us, we are going to test that solution with the litmus paper to find out whether it is acid or base. For this we need magnesium ribbon. So we are going to do this test with magnesium ribbon. You have to take a small piece of magnesium ribbon. You have to burn this magnesium ribbon with the help of Bunsen burner. After burning this magnesium ribbon, we are going to get ash. So here, when magnesium ribbon burns, it reacts with oxygen and form ash called magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. So I repeat, we have taken a magnesium ribbon, then we have burnt a magnesium ribbon. After burning this magnesium ribbon, we are going to get some ash. So this ash, what is the chemical name? What is present in this ash is magnesium oxide. Why? Because magnesium will react with the oxygen which is present in the air and forms magnesium oxide. So in the ash we will be having magnesium oxide. So in the ash now we have magnesium oxide. Then what we have to do? We have to take this magnesium oxide ash, the ash which is collected after burning of magnesium ribbon. The ash which is obtained after burning of magnesium ribbon will be dissolved in the water. You have to dissolve this ash in the water. After dissolving this ash in the water, a new compound will be formed in the water, that is magnesium hydroxide. That is magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so in the ash we have magnesium oxide, and when that magnesium oxide is dissolved in the water, we are going to get magnesium hydroxide. So for this we have a small equation, you just see. Magnesium ribbon we have burned. After burning magnesium ribbon, what is going to happen? This magnesium is going to react with the oxygen which is present in the air and forms magnesium oxide. MgO is nothing but it is magnesium oxide. And that magnesium oxide when you dissolve in the water, this magnesium oxide, when you dissolve in the water, you are going to get magnesium hydroxide. This is magnesium hydroxide. When you dissolve the magnesium oxide in the water, we are going to get magnesium. We are going to get, I'll write here, magnesium hydroxide. Okay. Now in the water we have that solution. We have magnesium hydroxide solution. So now here in this, after dissolving, we have magnesium hydroxide. So we have to test this with the litmus paper. Now we have to test with this solution with the litmus paper. So we have to test that solution with the litmus paper. Now what happens is, red litmus, whenever you put red litmus in that solution, it turns blue, indicating that it is a base. For example, when you take a red litmus paper, and when you have tested, when you have dipped in this solution, magnesium hydroxide solution, in this we have magnesium hydroxide now. So when you have dipped this red litmus, it turns into blue. It turns into blue color, indicating that magnesium hydroxide is a base. Okay, indicating that magnesium hydroxide is a base. Suppose if you keep blue litmus paper in the same solution, you won't get any color change. It will remain as it is. So once again, we'll quickly revise this topic. First, you have to take a magnesium ribbon. You have to burn this magnesium ribbon. After burning this magnesium ribbon, you are going to get the ash. So this ash, whatever the ash we got, in that what is present? Magnesium oxide is present. Magnesium oxide is present. So that is in the ash form. Here this is magnesium oxide. This is magnesium oxide. So when this magnesium oxide you dissolve in the water, you are going to get magnesium hydroxide. And now you can test. Even you can touch the solution. The solution will be soapy in texture. So once if you want to confirm, you can place a red litmus paper. Then it will turn into blue, indicating that it is a base. If you place blue litmus paper, it remains as it is, indicating that it is a base. So this is all about our litmus paper test. Now we are going to see chemical indicators. Till now we have seen natural indicators. How natural indicators are going to show us which solution is an acid or base. Now here we are going to see chemical indicators. What are the two examples we have learnt? Phenolphthalein and methyl orange. These two are chemical indicators. Example of chemical indicators. So now we are going to see test with phenolphthalein. Means how phenolphthalein is going to show us. By using phenolphthalein, how can we find out whether one solution is acid or base? Okay. So we are going to find which solution is an acid or base with the help of phenolphthalein. How it is possible, we are going to see now. So first you have to know this. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acid solution. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acid solution. And the same phenolphthalein turns pink in basic solution. So this point you have to remember. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acid solution and phenolphthalein turns pink in basic solution. Generally, this phenolphthalein is an indicator which is colorless. Phenolphthalein doesn't have any color. Actually, first of all, phenolphthalein is a chemical indicator which does not have any color. It is colorless. Now, suppose here in this burette you have taken acidic solution. Suppose imagine in this burette you have taken some acidic solution. You have taken some acidic solution. Okay. Now add phenolphthalein here. You have to add phenolphthalein here. I am writing just P here. You have to add phenolphthalein in this. Okay. So you release this. You release this burette. So what happens? Drop by drop, acid will be filling into this conical flask. Then after the acid dropping into this conical flask, you will observe no color change. The color, you will observe only a colorless solution. Why? Because acid. Phenolphthalein never gives color with acidic solution. It remains colorless, as you can see here. In this burette you have taken acidic solution, and here in conical flask you have filled with phenolphthalein. You have released the beaker. Then from the beaker, drop by drop, the solution is falling into the conical flask. But also acid is mixing with phenolphthalein. Though it is mixing, there is no color change, indicating that this solution, whatever you have taken in a burette, is acid. Suppose you have taken a basic solution. Suppose here in this beaker, you have taken a basic solution. Some basic solution you have taken, and in the phenolphthalein you have taken in the conical flask you have taken phenolphthalein. So when you release this solution, the solution will be filling into this conical flask, and slowly you can observe the solution is turning into pink color. Slowly you can observe that the solution is turning into pink color. So phenolphthalein, whenever it will mix with the base, it will change the color into pink. Phenolphthalein, when it mixes with any acidic solution, it does not give any color change. It remains colorless. So you see this point again. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acidic solution and turns pink in basic solution. So like this, with the help of color change, we will be knowing which solution is an acidic solution and which solution is a basic solution. Phenolphthalein remain colorless in acidic solution, and phenolphthalein reacts with the basic solution and it gives pink color. Whenever you add phenolphthalein to the conical flask and some solution has been flowing into the conical flask and the color has changed to pink, then easily you can say that this solution is a basic solution. So this is about your phenolphthalein indicator. Next we are going to see methyl orange. Methyl orange is also a chemical indicator. How does it is going to find out whether the solution is an acidic solution or a basic solution? Now you can see here, methyl orange gives red color with acids and yellow color with base. So here we have to remember this point. Methyl orange gives red color with acids and yellow color with base. Suppose here you can see, in this dropper we have a acidic solution and in the beaker we have methyl orange. When acidic solution reacts with methyl orange, it is giving us red color. Then we can say this solution in the dropper is acid. And if you see here in the dropper you have a solution, and here we have methyl orange solution. We have filled the beaker with methyl orange. When the solution from the dropper is falling into the beaker, you can see a color change to yellow. So we can say that this solution is a basic solution. Here you can see methyl orange gives red color with acids. Whenever methyl orange comes in contact with the acids, it gives us red color. Then we can say that it is an acidic solution. Whenever methyl orange comes in contact with the basic solution, it gives yellow color. By that we can say which solution is an acid and a base. So these two are chemical indicators and you have to remember the color change. Then easily you will be knowing which solution is acid and which solution is base. So this is all about a video, today's video. Tomorrow in the next video we are going to discuss another new topic.